We pay that guy $9 million. Legitimately, we absolutely do. And I mean, how is it something can age in real time worse by the game? Quite frankly, I don't understand that at all. And that is seeming to be the case. I know, as it always has been with Darnell Nurse, that when it's bad for a long while. It's bad, it gets worse game by game before it gets better, and then suddenly the points come back, the scoring comes back, and it all kind of levels out for a bit. But you can't have Darnell Nurse and Connor McDavid giving away games like they did tonight, and unfortunately that's where we sit after winning a hockey game in overtime, blowing the lead in regulation up 2 goals with 9 minutes to go, and then losing in a shootout. Um, yeah, how? Simply how? This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers post-game discussions here on the channel. I'm Tyson. Good evening and welcome aboard. As I said, if you're new to the channel, I want you to take the next 5-10 minutes, whatever it takes me to get through this evening, to consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel. Closing in on 10,000 subscribers, and me oh my, guess what? We're going to go do it grandiose Saturday afternoon at Rogers Place. Me and Patrick, the Oilers fanatic, down there live from the Ice District to get things going for it is going to be an absolutely crucial 2 p.m. matchup against the Anaheim Ducks, a Pacific Division battle for the first time in I don't know when since we last played Calgary. Your guess is good as mine at this point. Haven't really played too many division foes as of yet, but there you go. That's what you need to know. And like I said, we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers here on Dolany TV, so we're getting closer and closer by the day, and you considering that is going to help. All right. Item number one, obviously Patrick and I at Rogers Place covered off. Item number two, Darnell Nurse, Connor McDavid defense and turnovers and defending and losing their men and just not playing good positioning and costing us a hockey game, winning us a hockey game in overtime. Hey, you know what? If you can sum this up better than I can, be my guest, because quite frankly put, that was one terrible of a hockey game to listen to, watch at BP's in Leduc, listen to again, and then watch the rest of the third period on the couch here live from the Gillies TV studios. So, yeah, not good. Not good is basically the only way I can really sum it up perfectly for you. Is we're paying Darnell Nurse $9 million to cost us games like that. A game that we had, simply put, in the bag. And unfortunately, as we know with the Oilers, in my history watching the Edmonton Oilers over the past almost 20 years since 2005, nothing's in the bag until it's in the bag. That's hockey in general, but specifically true to the Edmonton Oilers. And tonight, another instance of that, which just really, really, really astounds me that we're still at that point, because simply put, we should not be there anymore, and instead we invested $9 million to stay there. And this is not a video aimed at running Darnell Nurse out of town, but I mean, sorry, facts are put. I have not been critical very much so of Darnell Nurse this season, and at some point it has to happen. And when the only thing you can talk about out of this hockey game, what was a 3-1 lead with less than 10 minutes to go in the third period, a game you win in overtime, it's called back, and you lose in a shootout because you can't score even one goal against Jordan Binnington one-on-one, with Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Leon Draisaitl lining up to shoot 3 times in the shootout, is just, you can't have a $9 million defenseman gift a team the victory. I mean, again, say what you will about Nurse in the playoffs and stuff, gotten through injury and battling, and we got to the third round, but I'm sorry. This was 2 points in the column that we needed right here, right now. And instead, now we got to stare the gauntlet of a Saturday afternoon game at Rogers Place in the face and say, well, we're facing the Anaheim Ducks, we should win, but we're playing the Anaheim Ducks at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Not 8 p.m., not 5 p.m., not 7 p.m., not 6:30, 7:30. We're talking about playing the Anaheim Ducks at 2 p.m. a sleepy Saturday afternoon game at Rogers Place lining up for Patrick and I and Gilly's TV. Well, friends, that's concerning, all right? That's next level concerning for a guy like me who's watched this team this year. And of course, that is why I am very upset this evening with Darnell Nurse and obviously what we're paying him for it, because Saturday's a trap game, right? But now because of Oilers logic, and this is the stupidest part of this season so far, is you lose a close game to a good team. Like, I mean, the St. Louis Blues aren't necessarily the St. Louis Blues of the past couple of years, but they're still a very good team that plays a very good style against the Oilers. That clearly won them a hockey game tonight because they were able to wear us down and win. But the problem is, right, you think about that Minnesota game, and then you go up against Nashville. You think about, what was it the other night, the game at home there a couple of games ago when the Oilers took it to somebody, and it was just Arizona. That was the game. The big victory against Arizona where, right, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown on the City Ford Face-Off show talking about, man, this is one of those games where Arizona is going to get lit up because Oilers. That was literally the premise of the argument. And now you've got a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation if you're Anaheim, right? You're going to go in there and either win a game handily, make the Oilers look embarrassed, make it look like a breeze to win against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in the prime of their careers, like so many teams do on Rogers Place ice at Saturday afternoon games, or you're going to get absolutely kick-crapped Odia because problem is for the Ducks, because Oilers, right? This is Arizona 2.0. This is Minnesota, Nashville 2.0. This is like just so frustrating because this should be a consistent thing game in, game out, right? This should have been a 3-1 win, 4-1 with an empty netter, 4-2. Heck, again, I'm seeing people blame Connor McDavid for that second goal. Bouchard did his thing. You know what? Not blaming him at all. He was perfect on the spot. Connor McDavid's slow getting back on his guy, but his guy puts a perfectly placed glove hand shot on a rookie goaltender in the NHL. Make of it what you will. You can be upset at Connor all you want, but he's the reason, of course, we were in this game to begin with. So, again, right? There you have it. But, right, Darnell Nurse gifting up just an absolute primo goal there. And, of course, I think he's been blamed for the first goal of the game, too. But that last one, I mean, right? And so now, right, this should have been a 2-goal victory anyway. You cut it with the empty netter, I guess, what I'm trying to say. And instead you walk into Rogers Place Saturday afternoon looking for this team to just hold sway and try and win a sleepy Saturday afternoon game. Maybe it's like that Arizona Coyotes game I went to in February 2020 way back when, where the Oilers, as I'm sitting up in the Sportsnet lounge with my good buddy from Airdrie sitting up there, and we just kicked the crap out of them, free food all night, great afternoon. But unfortunately, I don't have a feeling that that's going to go that way, because eventually the luck's got to run out in this good game against a good team that results in a bad loss. Go kick the crap out of another team the next game. That I don't see that happening here. And quite simply put, I just got the text coming in from Crossfield this evening. The league rules. I guess I didn't mention the overtime winner being called back due to an offside. That, I mean, if you're Colorado destined to win a Stanley Cup in 2022 and Cale Makar does that, it's onside. Connor McDavid does it in a regular season game the next season, still in 2022, and the Oilers are winning the game because of it. Well, it doesn't count because it's offside. So, again, I mean, you know what? Some hack like me that has a little bit of media training has never read the NHL rulebook word for word and seems to be surprised every time they come up with something to call back or call a goal for the other team. Call back our goal, call a goal for the other team. You know what? I'm not even going to waste my time further than that tonight because it's simply not worth it because it goes back to Darnell Nurse and literally making plays that a $9 million defenseman has to be capable of making. That's I'm sorry. I've been on the road. Like I said, I'm in the Gillies TV studios, which means I'm on the outskirts of Edmonton right now, which means I've been on the road for 3.5 hours. I sat down at BP's and drank a tankard of Dr. Pepper and, oh, by the way, crushed a plate of nachos, crushed cactus cuts and a plate of wings, which, sorry, buddy, I didn't realize I crushed 5 out of 7 wings on you, but wings go down good when the Oilers are winning or tied. And then everything sucks when they do that. All right. I could yammer on for hours about this game, and I mean, it's really not going to achieve much at all on a Thursday night at 10 p.m. when we got a Saturday afternoon game to get to and hanging out with my good buddy Patrick at Rogers Place. So, bad night tonight. Shopping at Kingsway Mall tomorrow, getting that jersey crested with a certain somebody 57 for the Oilers there over at Jersey City in Kingsway tomorrow afternoon. Little Shumka pierogies for lunch, and then we got anything else planned? Oh, friends, a stop at Handy Bakery. If you get a chance this month, make sure to stop into Handy Bakery because that's a gem on 118th Ave on the east side down by Rexall Place. All right. Have a good night. I Oof.